Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Kingdummies by the Mangaki no Tsukai boys. My name is Evan. As always, I'm joined with Jesse and Adam.
Hey.
Everybody.
So I hope you've all had a good week. It's been about a week since you've heard from us. We have a really awesome few chapters coming up. But before we talk about that, we have a little bit of news about new series from us that are coming up. And Jesse, if you want to take it away with that.
Yeah, sure. So next week, I'm very excited. We're going to be getting into Dragon Ball, my favorite series, one of the only few series manga wise that I've even read. But I've been a lifelong fan, and over the past few years, I have become a huge Dragon Ball nerd. And I'm really excited to drag Evan and Adam through the series. Have you guys read the manga before?
I haven't, no.
I read maybe 20 or 30 chapters of Dragon Ball, but that's about it.
I mean, really, for me, Dragon Ball has only been like it was only like a Toonami thing for the
Right.
most part.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it and I loved it as a child. I mean, it's definitely one of the reasons I am so into anime nowadays, but I don't even really watch anime anymore. So, like, that was
Same.
definitely along Evan's line. Like, I watched it on Toonami.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I only read the manga. I read a little bit of it in high school, but I only read the full thing from Kid Goku through the end of the Majin Buu arc. I only read that for the first time 2 years ago, so I think that it holds up really well. I can't wait. I think you guys are gonna get a more appreciation of the series from it. I think the manga is the best that Dragon Ball is. We're not fucking talking about Super either. That's a whole another thing we could make fun of one day. But I'm excited. So Adam, you're gonna be leading a series too, yeah?
Yeah, so Jesse's gonna be doing Dragon Ball, which will be a tri-weekly thing, I guess. And then every week after Dragon Ball, I'll be leading the One Piece series that we're gonna start. And I probably in my top three, possibly my favorite manga of all time, up there with Kingdom and Berserk. I've read it through probably 4 times at this point. I believe Evan has read it a couple times, right, Evan?
Not a couple times, maybe
Oh
only
no.
once.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
I
for
thought you've
me,
read it more than that.
no, I'm looking forward to this mostly because a lot of the earlier stuff is a little bit hazy to me.
Hmm.
Like a lot of the pre-time skip stuff is not fully there in my head.
Okay.
So I'm looking very much forward to rereading it, you guys.
Awesome. And Jesse has only he read a bunch of it, but only once through, and we stopped because we started this. And originally, the reason that I think he even started reading it was because we were discussing something along doing this podcast, right, Jesse?
Yeah, it was when you kind of moved away. I was like, you know what? I should finally read this manga that he's been begging me to read for all these years. Both Kingdom and One Piece, actually. So over the summer, I read One Piece. I read up to like chapter 630, 629, something like that. And I think it's fucking awesome. So I'm really excited to reread the beginning and then also see the 400 chapters I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I've read it, 4 times through. But the thing with that is, and I'm actually excited to go back and read the beginning because after the first or second time I read through, I stopped reading the beginning stuff, and I literally would start at like I think the third time I read it, I started at Alabasta. The fourth time I read it, I started at Skypiea, and actually this last time that I was reading would make five. I was reading alongside with Jesse, so we can discuss it every now and then. And I started at Water 7, which is probably one of my favorite arcs, one of the
That's
best, I
one
think,
that's one of the better arcs for sure.
for sure. So I haven't read the beginning chapters in quite some time, so I'm excited to get back into that, and I think that'll be a lot of fun to discuss with everybody. So that way we have more variety on the channel. So every week we'll be putting out a different series. One week will be Kingdom, one week will be One Piece, one week will be Dragon Ball, and it'll continue like that going forward.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
want to I want to say too, all you king dummies out there at home listening, come along with us. To Dragon Ball and One Piece. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Even if you've never checked out the series before, maybe Dragon Ball is a little too much baby's first anime for you. It's still gonna be fun. It's gonna be us Kingdummy idiots you love. So
Yeah, we're still gonna be goofing and gaffing and all the way through because those series are a little. Those series definitely have more comedy in them. Kingdom has some decent comedy, but Dragon Ball in particular was mostly comedy rather than what it kind of evolved into going forward.
Yeah, for
definitely.
me, the one I'm most excited for is like for that read through is the original Dragon Ball.
Hmm.
I know that it's considered Dragon Ball all the way through. Like it's not Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. But I'm saying like the Kid Goku stuff. I'm
Right.
looking forward to that the most because I know that there's a lot of really cool stuff in that manga.
It's really good. That
Also,
earlier stuff is probably the better chunk overall.
also, Jesse, was that supposed to be your Dragon Ball announcer voice?
It it kind of turned into that. I was kind of just being a radio host for a minute, but it did kind of turn into that there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I can't help myself. You told me
Yeah,
not to do it, and I did it.
you
Hey,
should just do it anyway. Just speak like that all the time.
it
Next
wasn't
time
that
I
bad.
see you.
It wasn't that
Yeah,
bad. It
no,
was fine.
yeah, no, it was fine.
But
It was a lot
yeah,
better than I thought it was gonna be.
I think it'll be a lot of fun to get some variety. And like Jesse said, even if you guys who do enjoy the King Dummies podcast, if you enjoy that, please, by all means, give it a listen for the other ones, even if you haven't read through One Piece or Dragon Ball. And just going forward, I mean, those are long series, and so is Kingdom, so we'll be probably on these for a while, but we definitely plan on doing other things in the future, other series that are complete. I know Evan has a few in his head. I have a few in my head. And Jesse even brought up the idea of maybe doing some comic book stuff, which I'm very ignorant on comic books. I know some stuff about
Yeah,
specific
me too.
heroes, but I've never really read many comics, so I think that could be fun to get into as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
there's really a lot out there, which kind of makes it hard to keep track of all the different versions of just one singular series like
Hmm.
X-Men or something. But yeah, that could be crazy. I mean, it is going to take us a while to get through the 3 series here. You're going to be doing One Piece for the next 10 years or so. Um,
Hmm.
so, but yeah, it'll be fun. Who fucking knows? Maybe we could do a video game review in a couple years or something, or
Oh, that would be fun.
movies, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll just all
Yeah,
do it and talk about it. You know.
yeah, we could branch out and do a bunch of stuff, but you know, just for now, just know that these are what you'll be getting every week. You'll be getting one of these Kingdom, Dragon Ball, or One Piece for at least the next year, probably.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's gonna be uh, any different. Those are probably the three we're gonna really mainly focus on. But I'm pretty certain I have some really good ideas for other alternate series.
Yeah, me too. I would love
I
to
don't want
do
to.
some other stuff, but
We should probably not talk about that over recording. But there's a lot of like because One Piece and Kingdom are specifically long series. But so there are a few ones that I have in mind that are like a lot shorter
uh-huh.
that pack a lot of punch.
Yeah, after this episode, I would be down to let you guys know which ones on the top of my head I think would be a lot of fun to go through. There's one in
Yeah.
particular, Evan, that you introduced me to that I would love to go through with you guys.
Ooh. Okay. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can't guess.
Sorry, we'll talk about it after this.
Yeah, yeah. Um. Well, yeah. That's. So, do you guys want to get into it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, that's good.
Now we'll end the
All right.
episode here.
Yeah, this
Thanks
is it.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. Listening. Thanks for listening.
Hey Evan,
Ah,
let's start out with this. If we go to the title page of chapter 174, check out Shin's ear. Now you're just gonna see it everywhere.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I guess you guys you're right. He does do that with every year, huh?
Ears are hard to draw, I would imagine. You know, I have no idea what their shape is like.
Yeah, I guess they are, but I don't know what an ear looks like.
I've never
Um,
seen an ear before.
I mean, I guess they are, but I don't understand these two on the inside. I mean, Oki had three of them. I guess that was just because he was like, oh, he's got a bigger ear. Might as well throw another one in there. just to fill up space.
Yasuhisa's like, I've never seen an ear before. I think this might be what they're like.
I don't know. It
Do
might just
peop-
be hard to draw an ear, and he's just like, fuck it, this is good enough. I mean, it's clearly an ear, right?
Do people in Japan not have ears? Do they only have like holes in the side of their head? That's
I've never
covered
been
up
to
by
Japan, so I
hair.
actually can't confirm or deny that. But
And let me type this into Google. Do Japanese people have ears? Yeah, looks like it.
wow.
So this guy's just lazy. I could tell by all his artwork, he's just lazy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, let's keep an eye on that. Or rather, let's keep an ear on that and see if he gets any better at drawing ears. Oh my
Amazing.
God, do you guys hear my cat?
I think I did.
Yeah, he's trying to get into my bedroom.
Poor Winston.
Oh, poor guy. He's like, I fed him. He should be back. All right. So, chapter 174, guys. When I was rereading this, I was thinking like, damn, we've already made like we've gotten a lot of progress done.
Oh yeah.
So chapter 174, one whole year later, pretty big time skip. This chapter is really cool because we get a lot of the Hishin unit coming in hot. Page 11, the boys just cutting through stuff. Got a few different promotions, like Sugen and Shosa both are 10-man squad leaders. Kyokai's a lieutenant. Shin's a 300-man commander. Like I said, I really like this chapter because it shows a lot of Kishin unit coming in hot, doing a lot of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also in this chapter, on page, where are we? 15, Shosa's smile, actually coming in handy. Usually he's just smiling at inopportune times, but he's using it to, cheer Shin up. So that's nice. He's not just like has a weird look on his face for no reason as all his friends and comrades are getting murdered.
There's actually I noted a few times he actually was shown not smiling a few times.
In this chapter, you're saying?
Not this
Because
specific chapter, but in this arc.
Yeah, because I have that written down as well.
Yeah, a few times I'm like, oh shit, he ain't smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Also something that I don't think is mentioned much. I know you said that this is a year time skip, but while reading this, I like really noticed the difference from how much older Shin has started to look, especially later on when he has a meeting with Kario 10 and Sei. Like they all look older, which is cool.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's like a little bit taller, a little bit more beefier. You know,
he doesn't look like a child as much.
Right. Well, I think he's 16 at this point, right?
Right. So in like anime years, he's like 24.
Right. No, but you're totally right.
I mean, even Shusa. I mean, look at him in this. He looks older in this. I feel like his neck is more filled out. His head is bigger. He just looks older.
Yeah, I think Shosa's not supposed to be like too much older than Shin is.
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like a lot of the lieutenants in the besides like a few like Dene and
Like
Rowan and Hyro, like they're probably all late teens, early 20s, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I can't think of any reason to dispute that. Including Bihei, I mean, Bihei's got that rat mustache, but that's because he's so young, he can't grow any. And I guess Kyokai also in this chapter shows, Kyokai is getting closer to the group because she's trying to walk away, and Shin's like, "Hey, you should stay, like get through these feelings. We'll get it together."
Mm.
She's just like, just thinking to herself, I just wanted to pee. Um, yeah, so apparently this past year the Houston unit's been just tearing through shit, just acting as an independent unit, going to a bunch of different armies and battlefields, killing people at their leisure. So basically, people are starting to hear about the Houston unit. Their names are going across China for the first time since, I guess, the last battle. And at the end of this chapter, we get first off the information that the Zhao attacked the Yan, who's even farther to the east, and that also someone's going to be showing up to Kanyo, the Zhao's prime minister, none other than that Riboku.
That is what it says.
It does say
Yeah.
that.
This I forgot all about this. This whole section coming up here, and this stuff is really good. Chapter 175, fucking amazing. Shin, is on his way to Kanyo as soon as he hears, because he wants to see him and beat up Riboku. In my notes here, I have written fucking Ryo Fui, man. This was he's such a bastard.
Yeah,
It was such a good idea.
I was literally about to go. He's such a fucking bastard, man.
It was such a good idea, though. I feel
This is one of the few times well, not few, but I feel like this is one of the times where like they really show his like ingenious.
yeah.
Like they really show off like, damn, this guy's a bastard, but he's super fucking cunning.
Yeah, he's very clever. He knows what he's doing, and he's got a lot of different resources.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for this dude Shunpei-kun.
It's a girl.
Just because, like, no, it's a dude.
Is it?
It's a girl. I thought it was a girl.
I'm pretty sure it's a girl.
Although certainly a flat chest, but I thought it was a girl.
Yeah, I just assumed they drew that like that because they didn't want to draw the.
Nope.
boobs?
He's definitely a guy. So on page 6 here it says, thinking that he could please the king of Zhao, Shunpei-kun readily agreed and quietly stuck into Chin just as he was at.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, he got us.
Yeah.
This is like Kyokai, but in reverse.
On page 6, one thing that really got me was who knows what he was thinking, but Ryufu sent a message to Shunpei-kun out of the blue. Who knows what he was thinking? You're the narrator. You're supposed to know what he was thinking.
That's funny. Yeah, I actually didn't notice that. Every single time I've read this, I just assumed Shunpei-kun was a female.
Yep. Yeah, no.
Which I was also going to mock his name because it sounds a lot like Shobun-kun, but just spelled slightly differently.
Yeah, well, I think that the kun is supposed to denote something, like like some sort of rank in that. So Shobun-kun's name is Shobun, and then this is Shunpei.
Gotcha.
And it's the same with Shohei-kun,
Right.
I'm pretty certain that's the case with some of that.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I don't know anything about it, so I'll take your word on it.
I feel like there was a translator note about that in the first chapter, but I was reading the Chinese name one, but I think there was a note about that.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I read the same thing. So in this chapter, we see the Zhao King being a rat bastard for the first time. First of many times we get to see his fucking deviancy, because they kidnapped Shunpei-kun and they're like, send Riboku to get him back, and he actually does. And everybody's like, what the fuck is this guy thinking? Like, why are you gonna sell? Why are you gonna send Riboku for some fucking dude like Shunpei-kun, who means literally nothing? He's like a nobody, except he just gets fucked by the king.
Right. But they're not
So
aware of that, right?
well, no, I'm sure they are.
Oh, okay.
But this is the first of many times the Zhao King's gonna be a fucking rat bastard, man.
Yeah.
He's a sick fuck. I hate this guy. We don't even see his face yet, but yeah. Also in this chapter, we have Shin being a pretty stand-up guy when Shohei-kun is like, yeah, on my signal, you're gonna kill Riboku, and he's just immediately like, no. You guys know what I'm talking about, right, Avi?
You're talking about Shin talking to Shohei-kun?
Yeah.
Yeah, on page 15, right? Something like that.
Yeah, he's just immediately like, nope, I'm not gonna do that for you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I actually like this, and then the following pages are even funnier.
Yeah.
Mobu just showing up, and he's like 3 times the size of
Dude,
Shin.
he's like a fucking titan compared to Shin. It's crazy. When in actuality, I don't even think he's actually that much bigger than Shin. Like, yeah, he's obviously bigger than Shin, but like Shin's head comes up to his like waistline. Like,
yeah, his fucking hands are like the size of Shin's entire head.
his sword in it looks bigger than Shin's. Like,
Body. It's like you might as well just grab Shin and just start using him. He's harder than that sword, I'm sure.
Which actually, that reminds me of a One Piece part where they're fighting the CP9 and Zoro grabs Usopp and is like, "You're my sword now."
Oh my god. But so one cool thing at the end here, I do like that Shohei-kun was like, yeah, I'm just fucking with you, idiot. Like, I'm not actually gonna have you kill Riboku.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was kind of like, in my opinion, how I read this, it's like, yeah, I was just kidding. Throws the knife behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, last page 18 on this chapter is pretty cool. The full spread in the Chin court. It's pretty awesome to see.
Shiny
and then
floors.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time cleaning those floors.
It's actually a really beautifully drawn panel. It's very well done. Makes the royal chamber look very regal.
So for this next chapter, chapter 176, in my notes I have written down Riboku's aura, but Ryofui's aura. This is so anime, man. I love it. Even Mobu's not immune from the anime-ness of Riboku. I like how they draw him on page 3 as like some demon.
Yeah.
Incredible monster. Yeah, I really like this exposition dump in this chapter. Like the back and forth between Ryofui and Riboku. What's his face? Who's this old guy again? What's his name?
Which one? The
Saitaku, I think his name is.
Oh, the Ryofui guy? Yeah. Yeah, Saitaku.
Okay. Well, apparently he has telepathy. I'm trying to find the page. Oh yeah, here we go. Because most of this chapter is just the back and forth between them. Like they're just talking about it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I might just fucking kill you, Ryuboku. Anyway, if you're just like a normal dude, I wouldn't have done shit to you. But you seem like you're pretty capable, so I don't think you're gonna leave here alive." Who's like, "Yeah, I figured as much. So I brought you a gift." And on page 12, like these guys are like, "Oh, is that map the gift?"
Yeah.
And then Saitaku is like, "No, now, as if the map would be the gift, you idiots." But here's the thing: these guys are thinking that, You know what I'm saying? Like those are thought bubbles. Those aren't like speech bubbles. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but I would assume some of them audibly said a map. You know,
I
like
guess so.
the map's a gift. Like I'm sure a few of these fucking dumb fucks are saying that out loud, or at least like mumbling to themselves. But since Saitaku's mixed in with them, he heard them. I don't know.
I'm just picturing like like he pulls out the map and they're like, "Oh, you gave us a map? Shut up, Richard. Go to the back."
Yeah, it's pretty goofy.
So I mean, I'm gonna ignore everything you just said and just continue thinking. Oh yeah, now Saitaku has telepathy.
That's fine.
No, but
You really committed, Evan.
yeah, I know. I'm a hardliner, man. What can I say? But the rest of this chapter is pretty great. I love the Riboku stance where he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be speaking as a Chin military strategist," and he breaks down the situation in China, exactly what Shin should be doing. So
Yeah.
basically,
The long story short is to attack Wei, right?
yeah, because as long as if Shin attacks Han, Zhao and Wei are gonna go to its aid.
Right.
But basically, the idea is if Chin attacks Wei, Zhao will attack Yan, and they won't do anything to stop each other. So this is technically an alliance.
Right.
It's not an alliance as we would think of it. This is alliance in the Warring States period, spring and autumn Warring States, where alliances last maybe a year or two.
Yeah, if that.
If that, but pretty awesome though. Pretty ballsy of Riboku.
Yeah. I want to point out real quick. You know how you said that he goes to like, all right, let me act as a Chin commander, and then he does the whole thing, and then he goes, all right, let me go back to being Prime Minister of Zhao.
Yeah, on page 17.
Beautiful Zhao.
What page was that? 17.
Yeah. I will now return to speaking as Zhao Prime Minister Riboku. We have the best noodles in Kantan.
If you would cast your gaze upon beautiful Zhao.
Beautiful rural Zhao. Hi, Boo.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, Riboku's probably, arguably the smartest strategist in China, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
At least top 3. I mean, if not the smartest and most capable.
Yeah, I definitely think he's the most powerful one for sure.
Right. So I would assume he knew that they were gonna kill him. Obviously, right? I mean, this would be the best time to actually do it. So he definitely had this plan in mind the entire time and had to had to give them something. And the way that Ryofui spins it on him is incredible.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's like we said, he's not stupid,
He's super cunning.
So, yeah, and I mean, this whole thing wouldn't work out because it's all under his promises. If Riboku were killed, I think Saitaku even makes a point, like later on, like if they do kill Riboku anyway, that they would be looked at like awfully.
Right.
Excuse me, my goodness. So yeah, like basically their diplomatic reputation in the rest of China would be shot anyway.
He specifically says they would lose diplomatic relations with Yan, which is going to be important later in the series.
Right. Well, they'll lose their reputation with Yan if they actually can go forward.
Right. If they killed Riboku, like he says it.
No, he says that because if he says that they'd especially lose their relationship with them that they've been working so hard on if they go along with this plan because Zhao, I guess they have some sort of a treaty against the Zhao.
Right.
But
Okay.
the idea is like if Zhao gets to go to the east. Chin can go to Wei. They won't worry about it. Like, they won't do anything about it.
Right. He says right here, I'm jumping ahead, so I'm sorry. Chapter 177, page 5. Saitaku says, well, if I had to think of a loss, then it would probably be having to start rebuilding our good relations with Yan from scratch again.
Right.
If they went through with the alliance.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't, and they just killed Riboku, pretty much they would just be looked at as assholes for pulling some stunt like this.
But then on the very next page, I love this shot. Ryufu rejected.
Oh, yeah.
Just so funny. I have a lot of in my notes written down like Ryofui Lamau.
Yeah.
Because he's just such a hard baller. He doesn't give a fuck, man. I love the transactional nature of this chapter. Like, there's so much going on where it's literally just reminds me of like a barter check in like a video game or something, you know?
Yeah.
They make the point like, oh yeah, this is a good deal and everything, but your head is probably worth more than this deal is, but only a little bit, so I'll negotiate with you.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, so they'll agree to this, but if they throw in a city, and Ribaku's like, oh yeah, I'll have to talk to my king, and he's like, no, you fucking tell him that you'll give it over to him. He'll follow through. Pretty ballsy move. He says, allow me to say this, Riboku. When it comes to doing business, I've never in my entire life budged a single inch from my offer price. I also like how Riboku starts to sweat a little bit in this chapter. He's got the anime sweat drop going down his face for most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a teardrop tattoo.
It also alternates, I guess. It just switches sides. I want to see that animated where it swings over. That's canon.
I like how Ryofui claps for himself too.
Yeah.
I'm so great.
That's enough. What good jokes. So, this chapter basically ends with the Qin-Zhao alliance established. So Zhao will be able to go to the east and secure their border against Yan. Whew. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm so yawny. Maybe because I'm tired. But yeah, so in that, Zhao gets to attack Yan in the east. Qin gets to attack Wei in their east, and they also get a city. And the established alliance is set. Qin wants to say something, but he can't do shit about it. Sei also just stayed quiet the entire time. Chapter 178. What a chapter, man. What a chapter. The actual second page is awesome. Like, from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
We got everybody sitting down at this banquet, all the people eating, all the food. All the food looks pretty good, too. We have a woman with 3 eyes dancing, I guess. But Chin gets here, and he can't find a fucking spot to sit at. He's like, cool, yeah, I got a spot. And someone walk up to him. He's like, that's not a good idea to sit there. It's the Chancellor's spot, after all. And it's fucking Riboku.
That Riboku.
It's that Riboku? And Shin goes to fucking grab for his sword, even though he doesn't have his fucking sword with him.
Yeah. He's just got like a drumstick there.
He's like a chicken, like a turkey leg or some shit. And he's just sitting there. He's just standing there like, hold on. Wait, no. So dumb. And even Kaine is like, what the fuck are you doing? So Shin's like super pissed off at Riboku. And I love fucking Rokuomi in these past 2 chapters has just been a fucking ball of rage. Like in the last chapter, he was like basically about to kill Riboku before he got told to stand down. In this chapter, he's like, "This is fucking stupid. This is a bullshit fucking thing that's happening. Fuck you guys. I'm out." And I love how they're just like on the same page as each other. Rokuomi actually, I think, almost murders some random official.
Yeah, he like throws this dude across the room, right?
Yeah, basically. With one hand, he just lifts this guy up. And I bet the shower thinking like, these chin monkeys, they don't have anything. Fucking racists.
Right? God
Racist
damn.
bastards.
Dude, the next page.
With fucking
Mobu,
Mobu
yes,
and his
and his
vassals.
boys, yeah.
Damn, we should have made that the thumbnail. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I could have put the dunce head on all the pots instead of on them.
But I like how he's immediately like smashes it. He's just like, "We're out of liquor. We're fucking out." They just leave.
Yeah, I think even someone says like, "Oh, they really did drink all of that." Oh yeah, it's Riboku. He
Yeah,
really drank
Riboku,
all it all.
But like, look at the size of that fucking jar.
It's a pretty
I'm
big
picturing like he's trying to be super intimidating. He's like, "We're out of liquor. We're leaving." And as he's walking away, he's just stumbling. Oh well, his retainers are definitely stumbling all over the fucking place.
they're a little sloppy right now.
His fucking vassals are messed up, but Mobu seems to be fine. And this is the first time that a lot of people are getting to see each other. So like all this shit happened last time, but Mobu and Shin and all them and Toe never actually got to see Riboku himself. So when someone calls out to Shin by his name, he's like, "Oh, you're that Shin." And this is a pretty cool moment because
It was Shobunkun, I think, that calls out to him.
yes, it is, because he's telling him to stop being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's like, "Get over here, sit down, and shut up."
Yeah. So we get a little bit of a back and forth between Riboku and Shin, where he's like, "Of course I know who the fuck you are. You killed General Fuki."
And
Some of the other all-rounder Kosan Ryu's like, "Huh, really was a kid."
and Kaine says,
"He's the one that killed Geekadono."
there you go.
Yeah, was that super important? I read that.
Yeah, I fucking hate Geekadono. I want everyone to be reminded.
True. Yeah, he's dead.
That he got cut down like a dog. That he is.
Like a fucking little baby dog.
Like a goddamn hot dog. Cut in half for the little ones with a side of mac and cheese.
Ooh, I could go for that. I haven't had that in a long time, man. That's like fourth grade making your own lunch kind of a deal.
Yeah, let me boil some hot dogs, make the Annie's mac and cheese.
I got some craft here, ma.
Evan,
Craft shells.
I just thought about. Do you remember when you made that grilled cheese way back in the day?
Yeah. And it was just completely not melted on the
Yeah,
inside.
but it was like totally grilled bread.
Yeah.
The cheese was like cold as fuck still.
Yeah. That's what happens when you fucking put the temperature way high. It just flash ferns the butter and on the outside of the bread. Jesse, remember that time we threw that watermelon all over the place?
Dude, I knew that was what you were gonna say.
Was it?
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna bring up the bathtub incident where your dad walks in and goes, "Evan."
No. When I was covered in ramen, boiling hot ramen,
and you were just screaming.
Yeah.
Wasn't even ramen at that point, man.
No, it was still ramen. I mean, there were like fucking what? Did we put like 15 packs of ramen into that bucket?
It was like ramen paste. It was so overcooked.
The only way I could get it off me was jumping in a pool, and that was gross. That was a bad decision because then the pool got really dirty, like with some ramen fats and stuff.
Oh man.
I think Jesse's losing his mind over there.
Dude, I just gotta bring up one more story, and it's not related, but these stupid stories remind me of the stories that Zambasis would tell me that him and his brothers would do to each other.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know what you're talking
This
about.
one time they fucking filled.
Yeah,
Alex and the older brother Phil, and they filled a garbage bag full of water, and they were gonna drop it on Nick as he was coming home from work, thinking it would explode on his head. So Nick walks home and they drop it from the second-story window of their house, and Nick goes, "I damn near broke my neck. It was like they dropped 15 pounds of weights on my fucking head." It didn't burst. It just like knocked him unconscious.
How fucking stupid, man.
God.
I remember hearing about that story.
That one's
That's a
my
good one.
favorite. There's a couple
like-
others. I'll save them for other episodes.
Yeah.
God, he didn't like fall and smash his fucking face on the stoop or anything.
I don't know.
Was he all fucked up for a few days?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
he was all fucked up because they dropped like a 30-pound garbage bag on his head.
All
Oh,
Water. They like filled it and dropped it, thinking it would be a giant water balloon. When that's not how it fucking works.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
God.
imagining too, like the bag just opens up and all the water just pours all over.
Like after they drop it on him, it lands on the ground and then it just spills out.
No, it'll be okay. He's always wearing that spiky German war helmet.
Oh man, yeah,
Man, I hope he's doing well. Next
Hey.
time you talk to him, tell him I said hey.
yeah. I'll be sure to do that.
Well, anyway, guys, do you guys want to get back to Kingdom, or do you want to talk about some other bullshit?
We should just do an episode where we talk about bullshit.
I'd be down to do that. That actually sounds like it could be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. We'll get back to Kingdom.
Yeah, for this one, we have to do Kingdom. I guess we already started.
Yeah, we can't just stop now.
So the rest of this chapter, Riboku's kind of ribbing Shin. He's just like, "Oh yeah, sucks that you can't kill me here, huh, kid?" And he's like, "Don't even fucking joke with me. Like, this ain't the place to kill you. We got a better place to duke this out." And everybody's watching as Shin's like basically throwing the gauntlet at fucking Riboku. Page 15, we get an awesome shot of Shin, where his aura is finally starting to manifest, I guess.
This is the by the way, this is the panel that really made me go, wow, Shin does look a lot older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what he says on page 15 too. He says, "Hey Riboku, re-fuck you."
Jesus Christ. Now, is it just me though, or does everybody in this fucking series look the exact same? I feel like
I
Riboku.
did not want to say it, man, but like I already mentioned how like Roku Omi and Ryo Fui and
They all look like Jim
Eki-
Halpert.
Yeah, apparently they look like Jim from The Office.
Wow, really twisted my words there, guys. Come on.
Oh, wait, is it really twisting your words? Because the only fucking difference was Jim Halpert versus Jim from The Office.
No, that was about Kishimoto's drawing. Right? Isn't
Yeah,
that who it was? The Naruto guy?
Yeah, it was.
But
it was.
regardless, yeah, I see what you're saying. There's definitely a lot of similarities in faces because, like, I think he draws faces pretty plain for the most part. Unless
I mean,
you get
slap on a big pair of lips on page 15 of this, and like 3 beard things, and that's Oki.
yeah, okay, I could see that. But like,
I think you got him.
I was just gonna say, like, you go to the next page and you look at like Shobunkun and Kosen Ryu and even Riboku, like they got differences, you know. I don't want to just shit on the guys' faces.
I think it.
I want to
think
shit
it-
on some faces.
I think it mainly comes into light when people are angry and they have like the really angular eyebrows. That's when people really start to look the same. But
they got like that nose scrunch, you know.
Yeah, I could definitely see this being Oki for sure. Like, definitely could picture that being Oki.
Hey, there's another character later on that in one panel looks like Oki. I can't wait to point that one out to you guys. I bet I'll get made fun of, but
well, actually, I wanted to make a similar point, honestly. But we'll get to that later. We'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, so next chapter, fucking Shobun-kun smacks the shit out of Shin. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, you goddamn idiot? You fucking stupid ass." But Riboku did he throws a little bit of respect to Shin's way. He's like, "Oh yeah, he was a fucking idiot, so I couldn't resist teasing him, but he ended up riposting me beautifully," which he totally did. It really threw the gauntlet down at fucking Riboku in that last chapter, and it was pretty awesome.
It was really cool. I even wrote in my notes, "Let's fucking go."
Really fucking hype. So in this next chapter, you know, the what's it called? The Qinzhou alliance gets finalized and everything, and the Zhao are about to leave. Karyoten meets up with Kaine, and like they're like, "Oh shit, what are you guys? You know, like, oh shit, I didn't expect to see you here. Oh shit, yeah, that's awesome. Oh shit, you know."
A lot of shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fan dubs, man. Kind of makes the point like, hey, you're starting to get like real pretty Karyoten. Like you know you're gonna be like your cover is gonna get blown. Right? She's like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's amazing it hasn't happened yet. We're chapter 179, and this shit's still like going over Shin's head. That kind of makes the connection, like, oh yeah, you're Shin. You're the one that Karyoten was talking about, her fucking roommate, huh? But yeah, Shin drags her Karyoten away and gets her to, you know, meet Sei at the top of the tower. You know, their typical tower that they usually hang out on when they see each other once every year. But yeah, it was nice having the trio back together.
Yeah.
It's been a while since they've been in the same spot. What's it called? To get a little bit of backstory about what Sei's plans are. You know what? Actually, on page 12 on this, they talk about how Shogun-kun managed to solve like a flood issue because he found some guy that was willing to fix it. And there's there's like the translator's note where this guy Teikoku, who's this engineer, is named AKA Zheng Guo, which I think is pretty cool. I have no fucking idea who that is, but I think it's cool how the author is dropping names of like other historical figures that aren't like, you know, military people.
I'm trying to look into it.
Yeah, I mean, on Wikipedia, he was a third Chinese hydraulic engineer who lived towards the end of the Warring States period.
Hey,
It
Evan.
was named after the Zhengguo Canal. Yeah.
There's a lot of TV noise in your mic.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. One second.
I was wondering if that was just me.
No, I heard it. I didn't want to be like you know.
He was having so much fun talking about Zheng Guo.
Right, I couldn't just cut him off about Zheng Guo. It's like his favorite Chinese architect.
Yeah, he reads about his Wikipedia and stuff.
Yeah.
That should be better.
There's like nothing on his Wikipedia either. It's literally like that one fucking line that Evan just read.
Yeah, basically.
He's also apparently a character in Rise of Middle Kingdom.
Oh, actually, it even states in this manga, like it says in the manga kingdom, he was referred to as the man who solved the problem of Chin flooding. That's cool.
He was from the Han state, apparently.
Yeah,
Well.
fuck it. Fuck this guy. We don't give a shit about this guy. I was just saying. I was just saying it's pretty cool that they're bringing up people that like exist at the same time. Um, fuck that guy though. He was a piece of shit. He clearly wasn't a great general or nothing like that.
Absolutely not. And he's definitely a shitty assassin.
So basically, the gist of this chapter is that Say only has 5 years worth of time before he's got to make his move because the Ryofui faction is going to make his move within 5 years. I love at the end of this chapter where he gives Shin this bait where it's like, you got to make general in 5 years. If you can do it, the first thing the first group of people I'll send out will be led by you. I love that little fucking dangling of bait in front of Shin's face because he's obviously going to take it. Next chapter.
Hey, one nice thing I like in their conversation that they're having is Sei tells Ten that the bond that they forged when they had the whole Seikyo revolt thing, it's not going to be easily broken. Like the bond between the three of them. So
Yeah. Because even though he's like living his life as a king and like doing all this shit, like he's still gonna pay attention to her, I guess. Are you? Can you guys hear that, or am I good?
I mean, I could definitely hear it, but it is what it is.
Damn it! Hold on one sec.
Throw the TV out.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
It's
fellas.
not that big of a deal. It's fine.
No, the Kingdom fans tune in to hear Blue's Clues in the background.
Is that what Derv's watching? Blue's Clues?
That's what the cats watch.
Yeah, they put on Blue's Clues for the cats.
And they're like, there's a real lack of cats in this show.
Is there a cat in Blue's Clues?
Hi, I'm back. I think there is a cat in Blue's Clues.
When we were kids, they introduced, I think, Periwinkle was a cat, I think.
Oh, yeah. Periwinkle was a cat. How the fuck did you remember that?
He still watches Blue's Clues.
Oh, I remember Periwinkle now.
You know what's weird about that? Isn't Periwinkle just another fucking name for blue?
It's like a bluish purple, I think.
A blurple.
It's also apparently a flower.
Oh god, I googled Blue's Clues Periwinkle and I found myself on the Blue's Clues fandom wiki. Oh god.
They have Periwinkle face masks.
In the Blue's Clues manga, Periwinkle stopped the flooding of.
I'm getting into like a very weird part of Blue's Clues Google that I don't want to be in anymore, so I'm gonna go back to looking at Kingdom chapters.
How did Mrs. Salt and Mr. Pepper have a baby?
No, it's like furry stuff that I don't want to see.
I'm looking under the relationships section in the Wikipedia for Magenta the dog.
How are they related? Is it?
No, I'm just.
Magenta's like a pink dog, right?
Yeah, she's
Jesus
the same
Christ.
exact as Blue, except just magenta.
She's a good friend of Blue, and she's Miranda's pet puppy. The hell's Miranda?
I don't know, but that's
Miranda
a pretty.
is a caring owner as well as a good friend of Steve. Yo, do you guys know that Steve has a band now?
Yeah. He's had a
I
band.
think they're called Steve and the Stevens or something like that.
No,
it's not. It's not even anywhere fucking close to that.
What? Yeah, it is. It's something like that.
No, it isn't.
What's it called then?
Like,
what's it called then if you know it, huh, smartass?
Hold on.
It's like Beeve and the Beavens. I like how in Blue's Clues he was like, I'm going to college now. And like that's why they wrote him off the show. And then he actually went to be in like a punk band. I think he plays the drums.
So Burns, his name is Steve Burns. And Burns played in bands called Sudden Impact US, 9 Pound Truck, and The Ivy.
That's not any of the bands that I'm referring to that he's in, though. There is
What the
another.
fuck?
I'm gonna find it because I listened to them on Spotify before.
You're
He has a
like,
song about pooping on it. It's hilarious.
you're like,
It's hilarious. It's about poop, guys. It's funny.
No, it's the way he sings it is very funny. I gotta find this. Hold on.
it's incredible how he doesn't even look like the same fucking person after he shaved his head or went bald or whatever. I don't. He doesn't even look recognizable. Here's an article.
Steven and Steven. That's the name of the band. Steven and Steven.
Oh.
Or Steve and Steven. It's all one word.
Oh, bless the fall.
And he has a song called OK Toilet Bowl, and it's about fucking pooping.
Oh wow. See, when I
Yeah,
Google
so
that,
shut up, both of you. You guys don't know shit about Steve Burns.
I'm
In the show, he's like, I'm going off to college, and then he writes "Okay, toilet."
yeah. Oh man, I tried Googling this shit and it brought me to the Wikipedia page for the name Steven. Which I didn't think was a thing. This is a long ass fucking page. What the hell?
There's a lot of people in the history of time named Steven.
Yeah, and also people named Estefan and
Estefan.
Esteban and Estabao and Ixtepe, which is a different version. How about Tevan or Tapani?
I think we've lost everyone.
Seriously,
Yeah,
everybody that
probably.
was listening to this episode is fucking gone.
Listen,
That's okay.
Listen, they're not fucking Steve, so we don't have to cater them. But anyway, let's fucking continue with this then now.
Yeah, chapter 180. We're on it,
yeah.
baby.
Chapter 180 is happening. Month later. Fuck you, Triple Mace Gotan.
Yeah,
Dude,
here. Page.
Can I?
Page 2.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Page 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 panels of Shosa not smiling.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
In fact, one of them he looks pretty unhappy.
Yeah.
No, that's his open mouth smile.
That's what it looks like? That's a horrible looking smile.
It's awkward. That's why he normally does the closed mouth.
He's got like all sorts of fucked up, like jangled, like he's got British mouth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna take some time to read this.
So you must be that militia unit that's been getting cocky around these parts recently. Bring out your captain. Aye, Triple Mace Gotan will smash his head into a pulp.
Nope.
Next page.
Nope. Next page. I don't have fucking time to waste on you guys. Fuck you guys. I don't fucking like you guys. Fuck you guys.
You gotta think about that. Fuck that. You gotta think about fuck that.
You know, I think about that. Fuck that, man. This chapter is great because it's a Heki chapter. We don't get to see Heki bro all that often.
I know.
He also
he looks older too because they gave him
does.
facial hair.
I like how he retained the scar on his forehead too.
Mm-hmm.
He also tells us a little bit more about Dukyo and what Dukyo's up to.
The Duke.
The Duke.
This man's mouth.
The Chief.
He's got like that guy from James Bond, Sharkmouth or whatever his name is. It's not Sharkmouth. It's like Metal Mouth or something like that. I don't know. The Brits don't really have very good naming conventions for their villains. But yeah, Heki comes in clutch with the advice and the info. You know,
His
like
name
Heki.
is Jaws, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's fucking lamer than I even thought. That's worse than Metal Man.
I'm pretty
Like Metal
sure.
Mouth.
I'm pretty sure it's played by the same actor that plays that guy in the Adams. Yeah, and Happy Gilmore, who like threatens to beat up Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's him.
Richard Keel.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, back to Kingdom.
Well, I just want to say, fucking literally any other name besides Jaws would have been better.
Yeah.
Wait,
Shark dentures. There's fucking shark dentures over there.
They used up their
Fuck
good
that guy.
villain names on Odd Job. Everyone else after that.
Yeah. Oh man. So, yeah, this chapter, he's got a lot of good advice for Shin and the Hishin unit. Got a lot of good info, where he gives them the insider scoop, where it's like, oh, there's going to be a battle coming up. Dukyo's going to lead it, and you guys better do some cool shit in between now and then, so you get a good spot in this battle. But yeah, the rest of this chapter, the Hishin unit's fucking awesome. They come up with this plan to get around the enemy flanks on this like mid-scale battle that they're at, and they just barrel through these flanks and just start tearing these dudes up. All these guys are now veterans of the Zhao campaign and stuff, so they're just able to tear everything up. But by the time they get to the enemy HQ, it's too late because another special 300-man unit, independent unit commander. see this on the last page is Chin Southern Army Special 300-man unit, 300-man commander. So Shin looks exactly like he does. This is what I wanted to bring up, and this is what I assumed you were talking about before, Adam. Shin looks just like Ohan does. Like they're basically identical.
They're pretty damn similar.
I mean, Ohan kind of looks like Shin does if he like grew up with money,
Right.
But they even got like the same eyebrows, but Ohan's are a little bit trimmed. They got the same dumb fucking ears, but Ohan's have piercings on them,
And Ohan's face isn't all fucking scarred.
Yeah, that's true.
That only happens when Shin's in battle, and those cuts never scar.
But let's take like for instance, page on the next chapter, page 181. Page 2, you see Shin like growling. Page 3, you see Ohan on his horse, and he looks exactly like page 2 Shin. Like obviously we can tell which one is which, but like he just looks exactly the same.
They're pretty identical.
So this entire chapter is basically just 300 versus 300-man unit. The Gyakuho is fucking classist sons of bitches.
Yeah, seriously, fuck these guys. I fucking can't stand that shit.
Yeah, because this entire chapter, they're like, we heard you guys were good, but you're just a bunch of fucking peasants. You fucking bastards.
Aha, you poor people. Aha, poor people. It's like, bro, they have the same fucking accomplishments as you, and you guys have better armor, better weapons, and cavalry.
Dude.
Why are you even laughing at them? You should be ashamed that you're not a higher rank than them.
Seriously, right? Like with anybody with half a brain, the fucking arguments that Ohan and the Gyakuho are making are just kind of fall apart.
Seriously,
because it's like, yes, these guys have been trained since before they could even walk to like fight and to like ride, and they have all the best equipment, but they're still barely pulling rank with the fucking Hishin unit, who's doing all this crazy shit without all this extra training, without all this extra money and stuff.
Right. Like, you guys are fucking idiots. The things you're laughing at them for, you're literally just embarrassing yourself. And it sucks that the Hishin unit just like kind of takes it lying down.
Yeah. Well, I think part of that is like a social thing where it's like they're all nobles and shit,
Yeah.
So they can't really technically do stuff. Also, if they were to try to fight them, they probably would lose just because cavalry rules the day. But yeah, so in this, I mean, at the end of this chapter, we see, I am Ohan, successor to the O main family, completely different from the Oki who was in the branch family. And everyone's like, Nani? So that's some pretty serious stuff.
Can we talk? Go ahead, Adam.
I was gonna say, we gotta pretty cool scene where Shin and Ohan fight each other as well.
Yeah, Ohan nearly kills him. He could have killed him.
Yeah.
What is
but
up with
he doesn't.
page 16? Like, the spear tip is clearly drawn there, right? Am I seeing
Yeah.
this wrong? And then the next page, it's the back of the spear.
Yeah, I think that was more just like a oh, he could have killed him thing,
Right,
but
right.
he didn't, you know.
Yeah, I think that's just it was supposed to imply that like if he wanted to, he could have killed Shin.
Okay, I gotcha.
He used his special technique, the dragon finger.
Dragon finger. That's
Han-sama, you actually used the dragon finger?
I actually also in real life have a technique called the dragon finger. It's when I'm really constipated and I stick my finger in my butt.
Evan.
Ew.
Good
Why did I
lord.
say that?
Good lord.
Ew. Ew.
Now people are actually not
ew.
going to listen to us anymore.
I hope so. Anyway, no, people still fucking listen to us, man. I'm just constipated all the time, man.
Stop eating cheese.
I
Today's
need
just
this.
constantly eating cheese and getting
I need this
constipated.
podcast to pay for my laxatives, man. Just listen to us, man.
Alright, come on, man.
So chapter 182. The Hishin unit starts off with the Hishin unit. They're like, God damn it, this piece of shit. Fuck these people. Page 4, we even get another shot of Shosa not smiling.
Shosa.
But you know, Shin makes the point like rather than fucking sulk around and shit, it's better to just like get back at them at the Gyokuho unit and show them what the Hishin unit can do. So they hatch this plan where they sneak around, and hide among the dead bodies and stuff to you know, basically wait for the enemy to cross their path, and then once they're gone, just get back up and attack the backsides of their units. Which is a pretty great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So one part of this chapter is pretty great. Is young kid Ko.
Mm-hmm.
He shows a lot of like a little bit of ambition in this because he wants to become one of the soldier cast because he was actually kind of like impressed with the Gyokuho unit.
Right.
So he's like, oh, I'm going to remember the soldier cast so I can give my mom, who raised me all by herself, a happy life. And Shin's like, oh, yeah, does the Gyokuho have the guts to go this far? But some of the passing enemies thinks he sees some movement. So they go over to the bodies and start stabbing them and stuff. Everybody comes out fine except Ko, who gets stabbed in the shoulder, but he manages to keep his mouth shut. So this is a really cool moment for this little kid here. I really like this chapter. I thought the plan was fucking great. The Hishin unit is amazing. And at the end of this chapter, they really pull an Uno reverse card on the Gyokuho unit. You know, they get to the HQ, but they're quoting Shin, ka 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 ka. You're one step too late. Does he ever laugh like that anywhere else besides this?
I don't think so, but I'll keep my eyes peeled for it.
Ka 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 ka. Ka ka ka
Kakarot.
ka. But Shin says, you know, for a bunch of dudes on horses, you to get overtaken by ants like us, seems like your elite martial training crap isn't anything special at all, wouldn't you say, young Master Ohon? Ka 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 ka. But yeah, great chapter. So basically, at this point, the rivalry is on. Like it's raging. So you know, beginning of the next chapter, they're like, oh, random person is like, they've done it again. Ohon's Gyokyo unit slayed another enemy commander. No, but this time it's a Haitian unit. They're using another one of their street tactics. He's like the most amped up WWE commenter ever.
By God, JR, it's the Heishin unit.
Yeah. Basically. So they're fucking going at it, and people are like, "Oh, which is better, these guys or these guys?" And I think actually this guy at the top makes a good point. Like, "Oh yeah, that Gyokuho's unit's got to be better. They're armed to the friggin' teeth. They're stronger than a 1,000-man unit." But this other guy's like, "No, you idiot. The Hishin using isn't losing to them either. Plus, they don't have any of that good shit."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, fuck yeah, this guy's on the right side of things. He's on the right side of history.
He knows what's up.
So at this point, it's a duopoly of attention. But now, with the advent of the Gakukai unit, it's a triopoly?
Oof.
A trivalry?
And I will say,
Trivalry is pretty funny.
this guy is like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Moten is a great character. He really has some cool shit that he goes through. He's the oldest son of Mobu. He's what's his face?
Hakuro.
Yeah,
Mogo.
Hakuro. Yeah, Mogo, that's his name. Mogo's older brother.
Oh no.
No.
Moki.
Moki,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Mogo is the grandfather, but who is also
right,
Hakuro.
Right, which means like old white beard or whatever.
Right.
And you guys pointed out Moten, right? You were speculating that was him in like the background of a really early chapter. Do you remember that? When like Mobu first shows up and everything?
With all of them? Yeah.
Oh,
And they show all
yeah.
the people behind him. Like they have like Saikaku and
when you're
Saitaku
talking
and all them.
You're talking about when the Ryofui faction first shows up, right?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Wow, I forgot about that honestly until you just brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell.
Yeah, for my silence. So these three units are all competing against each other to become, the next great generation of great generals and stuff. It goes back to Kanyo. It goes to Mr. Shi's house, his estate. By the way, I love how fucking he's just called Mr. Shi. Everyone just agrees to call him Mister.
He's Mr. Shi.
He's just Mr. Shi. I guess because Rishi is a different guy and he's more important. Maybe I have to say, oh, Mr. Shi.
Maybe, or maybe his first name or his last name is Mister.
Yeah, because that's the naming convention, right?
Right. Hey, Mister.
But Mr. Shi gets these visitors at his estate. These Call of Cthulhu looking motherfuckers.
Seriously, right? They got some like crazy fucking H.P. Lovecraft outfits on.
Yeah.
Yeah, their masks are vaginas. With eight clitorises on the side.
Yes, that's how it works, right? The clits are on the side, huh?
All right, I definitely can't mark this episode safe for children anymore.
I mean, what kids?
Well, we got a lot of Blue's Clues in the
beginning. But this chapter is pretty huge because it reveals, how important the royal harem faction is. And it's like really surprising that nobody else had apparently heard of this shit. Not even Heki's heard of this shit. But they don't even want to speak about it because it's so fucked. They're so fucked up. But they show up to Mr. Shi's house with a letter with the royal seal on it, which is like they shouldn't have the fucking royal seal. They should be using it. They made a copy of it. Like that's a huge crime. Because basically they can get anyone to do anything they want with the royal seal. I love the page 16 of this. It's really drawn really cool. We get to see Ko and Yo again for the first time in fucking like
forever.
For a long time.
Almost forgot these characters existed, honestly. Like
Mhm.
when I was reading through this before we did this episode, I was like, oh yeah, these two fucks. I forgot about them.
Mhm. Mhm.
The other co,
There's so many
right?
co's.
I almost was
Because
like, toe?
because the dude that got stabbed in the shoulder
Was
is also
also
co.
co, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of co's. There's two toes. There's two kyos.
There's a
Lot
piao.
of O's. There's a piao.
There's a piano. A lot of O's. A lot of O's.
Lot of O's and a lot of mo's.
A lot of Mo's. there's like what, like 5 Mo's?
There's a bunch of them. There's at
No,
least
there's 4
four.
Mo's.
At
There's
least
only
4 of
4
them.
Mo's. So, um, basically, the third um faction within Kanyo is the royal harem,
Hmm.
because the royal harem consists of a bunch of women that they're not allowed to, they're not allowed to do anything besides, please the king, I guess. Um, but they're all the daughters of like nobles and stuff. So they have a lot of like political backing and stuff behind them, and a lot of like financial backing and stuff. Um, so they're not as big as like the Rio Fui faction, but whoever sides they go on is definitely going to tip the favor for them, what for whatever side they join.
Right.
Um, so Heki's like, oh, that's fucking great. Yeah, if it's your mother, then it should be simple. But like, Sei's like, not sure if that's gonna work out, buddy. They don't have that simple of a relationship. We got to see Sei's mother for like the first time, I guess. Page 4. Even the eunuchs, dude.
Yeah,
I
I
have
wrote
writ-
she gives eunuchs boners.
I wrote in my notes, Lamau, even the eunuchs, dude. Um, but these people are so fucked up that even Rio Fui doesn't want to deal with them. He doesn't even want to fuck with them. And his mother, Sei's mother, is just an evil bitch. It's revealed in the letter that they wrote that there was nothing in the letter. It was just something to get Sei's attention, to show that that she has a copy of the royal seal,
Right.
which is like that's really fucked up. Um, that's like a treasonous move that she just did right there, and it was just to fuck with Sei, and basically to get him. And they in this chapter, it's a lot of talking about like what her motivations would be for doing this. Mr. Shi also talks about how there's 3 great official families that back the royal harem faction, and that they've been a power backing the harem for years and years and years. And there's making the point that if they were to ally themselves with the harem, then they might be able to edge out Rio Fui. And Shobenkun's immediately like, this is bullshit. This is not a good idea. And he's like, I'm sorry for saying this in front of the king, but the queen mother is poison. Like, all those extra families, all those people that'll show up, like, doesn't mean shit, because they're just going to be poisoned. Oh my goodness. My throat's a little dry. So, they can't just ignore this letter and stuff. So at the next day in the morning, without telling anybody, Sage just goes to the royal harem. He's like the only person that can go to the harem, I believe, because he's, the king, obviously. And they're all there for him, except I guess the queen mother. That'd be fucked up. She's just in charge of the people,
Right.
Everyone else, I guess, is just like concubines and stuff like that. I'm just seeing here, actually, I didn't read this bonus.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny.
Is I guess they're having like bouts of strength.
Yeah, they have an arm wrestling competition, and it goes on for 2 chapters.
Oh damn! I didn't even notice this. Ryuyu versus Ryusen. Oh, that's funny. I like how fucking Chutetsu looks like fucking Hoken in this panel in the bottom left there. All right, so chapter 185, we get a little bit more backstory about Sei, a little bit more context about his backstory, and it's pretty graphic, man. Watching her strangle him is like it does not make me comfortable, like that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, kind of weird. This image looks a little similar to something.
The thumbnail?
Yeah, the thumbnail.
Yeah, where'd you get that thumbnail originally from? You just Googled Kingdom or something?
I googled Kingdoms, Sei, and Queen, and this came up with blank text. So I was like, all right, I'm
Oh,
gonna
perfect.
edit this to say what it says on our thumbnail now.
That's amazing. You do a good job with those, Adam.
Hey, thanks. I'm no professional or nothing, but if anybody needs something paint on paint.net, I'm the guy.
So yeah, like I said, they have a little bit of backstory or context to the backstory of Sei and Kanyo, or sorry, Kanten and Zhao. And this chapter, Sei is just like done with her bullshit. He's just fucking over it, man. Like she's trying to talk to him and like trying to get a rise out of him, but he's just like being super curt and like, just knock it off. Just give me the fucking thing. Just give me the seal, ma. But he does eventually ask her like if she'll join him against the Ryofui faction, and she agrees.
One thing I want to point out, she says to him, "You've become quite a fine man in a small span of time since we last met." And then he says, "The same for you, mother."
You have become quite the man, mother. Yeah, I mean, this I just can't get over how much of a fucking crazy bastard this bitch is. All my notes for the rest of this shit is just like fucking this bitch, like this bitch wild,
Yeah, in my notes, I actually refer to her as Queen Bitch.
Queen bitch.
It's
Dude.
Queen Beaky though.
Don't call me that.
That's funny.
So basically, the whole stunt with the royal seal was just to get him to the harem, just so that she could see him. And he's like, "All right, if that's it, I'm fucking out of here. Bye, bitch." I guess they haven't seen each other in 8 years.
Mm.
She says, it's been 8 years since we moved from Zhao to Chin. And that's when he asks her, like, they're always struggling against the Ryofui faction. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll send you a reply in a few days." And the reply was the 3 heads of those main houses showing up to the Chin camp, and they're like, "Yes, everyone's like, "Yes, fucking yes, but even Sei is like, this smells of bullshit. I get it."
Yeah.
The end of this chapter, fucking Ko coming in clutch. She's walking around. She's just trying to putting away wood scrolls in the dark or whatever. And she's lurking around, and she sees the Queen Mother with Chancellor Ryofui hanging out in the harem, which he should not be in.
Right. It's a big
fucking
no for him to be there.
Who would have thought Ko would come in clutch so hard? She's really like, I mean, she's always been just like some side character, but like she's really important in this part, right? Because she sees Ryofui and the Queen talking to, pulling her faction to the Ryofui camp and declaring her son as an enemy and lying to the king, and also having an affair with each other. And the Queen's like, "Yeah, I fucking thought maybe I'd have some maternal instinct towards Sei, but when I looked at him, I didn't fucking feel anything." So yeah, basically they're conspiring against Sei. Ko hears about it. And I guess this one eunuch thinks that like he hears something, and he stabs through the wall and he stabs Ko. And you know what? One little interesting detail I noticed about this on page 8 is that when he pulls out the sword, she has her hands with her clothes covering it so that it wipes away the blood, and he doesn't know that anyone's there.
Right. Very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but
Mhm.
when I was like, I read this like a few days ago, but I was rereading it like last night just to kind of like refresh myself a little bit, and I was like, huh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's not even a saying. It's not even a fucking saying.
What? What?
I said stuff like that really gets my gears. It's like that's not something people say. That's just
Oh.
something that.
Well, here's the thing, Evan. You actually didn't say anything, and then then you came back and said that's not actually a saying. After I said yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
your mic cut out or something.
Yeah, I think so. I heard a little beep beep on my headset, so that might be it. Good thing we're almost over.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, guys. So turns out in this chapter, that Ryofui and the Queen Mother used to fuck. And we get a little bit of perspective from Ryofui's side where he's thinking like, you know, you used to be known as the Jewel of Kantan. There's nobody who didn't want her. She was loved by everybody. There's not a single fucking spark of that woman inside of her nowadays. And he calls her Beaky, which is what she was called back in the day, and she starts strangling him like, "Don't call me that." So yeah, basically they were gonna get married, but Ryofui really fucked her over by sending him to Sei's father and basically selling her to him. And she fucking hates Ryofui for this, but Ryofui's got that horse dick, and he's not letting her go. I love this last page specifically because she's like screaming, conspiring about fucking like coming top of husband and wife who stand at the top of chin while he's like inside of her, and he's just like thinking like this bitch fucking crazy. You know, this bitch wild, man.
I wrote in my notes, bitches be shopping.
Bitches be shopping.
I feel like if you put 3 little goatees on fucking this bitch, she would look like OT.
Oh my
You're
God.
totally right. She's got the lips right and everything, man. You're not wrong there, bro. So in the next chapter, you know, Ko gets some medical help. She goes to Yo. She's like, "Oh God, I got stabbed. Like, help me." Blah blah blah. Even Ryofui at this point is like, "Am I the baddie?" Like he's even like, "Oh, maybe I'm fucking going way too far on this shit." But Ko is like barely hanging on to life. Like all the doctors and stuff can't really do anything for her. They're like at the limit of their ability. So Yo takes the unprecedented step and goes to the king directly and is like, "Hey, sorry, this is bad. I know I'm not supposed to do this, but Ko is basically gonna die." And the king's like, "Hey, yeah, you're Yo, right? Like I heard about you. Ko used to talk about you all the time. Let's fucking go. Let's go save her, boy." And like I like how the king's entourage of doctors like never shown later on again. Never ever like makes any fucking like important points. But they all look like individual people, especially like the short little one.
Yeah.
It's like you would expect like them to
Be recurring at least.
yeah, but they're not.
Never.
For as much spunk and character as they kind of radiate, they got nothing. But you know, like I said, who fucking ever thought Ko would be so important as she is right now? Because she's telling Sei about the everything that she heard. The Queen Mother and the Chancellor joining up together. They were betrothed before he was born, and they were fucking. They were doing it. He got that Rio horse dick in her. And basically, Sei is for the first time like able to take the offensive against Ryofui because having an affair with the Queen Mother is like high treason. Like you are not allowed to do that, no matter who the fuck you are. And Sei makes the connection like all these strange antics she committed were basically just to bait Ryofui out rather than himself. And he's not even like surprised at this point that she's doing shit like this because like she hasn't changed since she, was in Zhao. So this next chapter, it's finally Ryofui on the defensive for the first fucking time. Even like Ryofui's faction is like coming up to him and like, "Hey, did this happen?" Rishi is basically the one to bring it up to him. Like, you wouldn't know of what happened, right? Like, you would not happen to know of anything that may have led to this, would you? But they apparently already know the rumors' origins, which is obviously the Sei faction. In this chapter here on page 5, Sei says, "Right now we're fighting a war." And that's really fucking true because like a lot of these scenes are like the battle scene. So let me show you what I'm talking about. It's like page 5, he says that. Page 8, he's talking to like the people in his court, and he's like giving them like a rallying speech. But then on page 10, like they're all like cheering. They're like, "Sanson's team shall attach themselves to Ryukai and sow discord among the enemy. They'll rally troops for the defense. Be on the lookout for enemy using brute force." And it's like literally like a tiny little war, except with politicking and rich dudes. And it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny, honestly. Like I understand that it's supposed to be more serious, and it is serious, but like it's literally just like one of the battlefield scenes inside of the court. I don't know. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, or am I just making nonsense?
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, I know what you're
I don't.
saying. It's
I don't know.
nonsense, but I know what you're saying.
I don't know if the author did this on purpose or what, but it was just a little bit weird. So yeah, basically the rest of this chapter, like, Ryofui and the Queen Mother aren't able to see each other. Like he keeps refusing to go to the harem, but that doesn't mean shit. So she just came to him.
Sure did.
The Ryofui's fucking face the rest of this chapter. He's just got this look in his eyes. And he's thinking about like, back in the day, when he was getting the previous king, Sei's father, to become, the next in line to the throne, that it was all this huge gamble and all this shit. And that compared to that, like nothing that he's dealing with now even is like casts a shadow on that, because that was like the biggest gamble of his life. And I guess we get his true motivations for the first time, where he's thinking like, now that the king's faction can no longer turn back, they're going to start attacking him with reckless abandon. And as long as he's able to hold them down, then the kingdom shall become his. So it was obvious beforehand, but he wants to become a usurper and stand on top of the country. Pretty great from merchant to minister. The narrator states that there are some historical texts that record the affair between those two. and that the historical texts say, you know, like it definitely had a huge impact on the power struggle between the court and Sei. But at the same time, there's another major event happening, which is the next invasion, the next arc, page 16. What a sight, guys! That's maybe the biggest army Chin's had so far in the series, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty damn big army.
Huge fucking army.
Yeah, there's got to be a couple thousand people there.
A couple thousand, he says.
Nice, Jesse. Real fucking nice, dude.
It's like that scene in at the end of Kung Pao Enter the Fist for the sequel movie where he's like counting all the people running down the fucking mountain at him. All right, Santa Claus, relax over there.
Fuck you. I was yawning, man. Oh god. Well, anyway, that's basically where we're gonna end our read through for today. What did you guys think about this little interim arc? These two little interim arcs.
I thought it was awesome. A lot of cool backstory, politicking. A little break from the action, which is always nice. So yeah, it was a nice, fun read, and I really enjoyed it. I actually read it. I think I read it all like Thursday or Friday.
All in one go.
Oh yeah, I just sat down and read it all. It wasn't a lot. It was only 14 chapters, but it was just super interesting, and I was already hooked from the end of the last arc. So
No doubt, no doubt. What do you think, Jesse?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely wasn't expecting Sei's mother to show up, especially in the way that she did. So, quite a surprise. A lot of good shit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely a crazy bitch. She's definitely a dark horse. So I'm not surprised that you're surprised at how fucking depraved she is. Yeah, I'm really excited to see the conclusion of that after this arc. Because this arc coming up is basically exclusively the Way campaign. But yeah, we'll see in the next 5 years what Shin has to do in order to come out on top, and there's quite a lot of politicking and backdooring that still has to happen. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it again. But yeah, I guess that's where we'll call it for today, guys. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's listening. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, share these shows with your friends. We like making it for you, and we like having people listen. So yeah, show everybody you can. Anybody who's interested in manga, anybody who's interested in Kingdom. God knows there's barely any content out there for Kingdom as it is.
yeah.
So yeah, show all your friends. But
Yeah.
on that note, this has been KINGDUMMIES from the Mangaki no Tsukai boys. My name is Evan, and as always, I was joined with Adam and Jesse. So thanks for listening, everybody, and hope you have a good one.
Bye.
See you next time.